Parabolic SAR is one of my favorite indicators. It's very accurate. When you pair this with the super trend, you get basically 90%, maybe not 90, but you get like 75% of all your technical analysis knowledge literally right here. If you were to neglect a lot of other indicators, this will serve you fine. But of course, you want to use not only the super trend and the SAR, but the EMA. Okay, these two, of course, MA, Bollinger Band, RSI, MACD, okay, and now you have a cluster blank of a chart here that you have to dissect. And of course, we're not going to do that right now. This is only about the parabolic SAR. So what is this indicator? What does it mean? How do you use it, right? So basically, it's just a buy signal and a sell signal. Once it flips red or flips green, right, in this case, let's take this for an example. Let's zoom in here. Once this flips green, that's your buy signal, okay? For this example, you could have bought in 39, 44 at worst, sold at 57, right? And at worst, you could have sold at 49, right? So literally, it is a perfect indicator right there. Now, it's not always accurate, right? Here, I want to show you an example. Right, where's a bad example? Okay, right, this is a good example of what I'm trying to show, but a bad example of the indicator. Right, when you get that sell signal, right, you could have sold right there, right? That's where you're supposed to sell, but it just goes up, right? You could have sold all the way up here. So that was a false buy signal. That's why you have to pair this with several different indicators to give you a very high probability and a very auspicious trade for you to make based on just a few indicators, and they're very simple to use. They are more short-term than the super trend that we're going to also go over. That is why they're going to be more false signals with this one as opposed to the super trend. So that is something to keep in mind when using these. Out of this uptrend here, you really only have one false. Well, I guess okay. Technically, you have basically two false indicators and sell signals. That's basically all of the green buy signals. They have all been correct so far. And of course, these one you could make the case that this was false, but actually it wasn't, because obviously you could have sold right here, sold at at worst 34, at best 40, bought back in all the way down to 29. Right, it was a significant downtrend right when it flipped. Could have bought back in. Obviously, you would have liked the buy signal to be right there, but you still got the buy signal right here, and it was still very accurate. Right, still could have almost 2x'd your money just with that one indicator in a couple days. Right, couple days of trading. So this indicator is very accurate, but not as accurate as the super trend. And one other weird little thing to mention here, I do not know if this is the same for all the brokers. I assume it is, because Webull does use orthodox indicators in orthodox ways typically, but sometimes you have to be careful here on the daily and on the 4-hourly. We're going to get to the time frame differences in a second, but when you get the flip here, the initial flip, sometimes, especially on smaller time frames, stay with me here, smaller time frames means this, right? You will get a seizure or a schizophrenic-like action, which is hard to describe here, but I'm going to try my best. It will flip, but it will flip back and forth, right? Literally, the sphere will just flip back and forth. And if you never have seen this indicator before, that's going to be hard to understand, but just go during trading, during pre-market and after hours, go to the 1-minute chart where there are 1,000 different flips, and you only have to wait like 5 to 10 minutes maximum to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so definitely know, and also know on the daily. This is another thing. Stay on the daily here. Know that every candle here is a day of trading. This does not take into account the pre-market and after hours. That is why you see these gaps, right? That is because of the pre-market / after hours. Okay, so sometimes with these indicators, you may be trading something that's going off after hours, right? Like oxygen that I called perfectly, right? You will see on the daily, there's no indication for a buy signal. But you're wondering, wait a second, are we pushing right now? Aren't the bulls pushing like crazy right now? Well, they are, but the 4-hourly, that is what you want to look for to factor in that after hours and pre-market trading. For Mara, for example, okay, it's not just for Mara, for any stock. This is the start of pre-market and to the open, and this is the start of after hours to the pre-market. And this line right here, look at the date right here. That is what signals the start of the pre-market. So the daily chart does not take any of that into account. So be careful, be wary of that when you're trading with the SAR and looking at the daily chart. Looking at the super trend indicator, the main difference between these two is that this one is more macroscopic, long-term, downtrend, uptrend, and the SAR is more short-term buy signals, right? But this is a buy signal as well. It's the same function, but it's just not as accurate because it will take longer to get that buy signal. That's why you want to use both of them and have both of them on the chart. Now, you don't have to do, be that one meme where there's like 1,000 lines on the chart. Now, this just looks messy, okay? Do not use all these indicators at once. I do not recommend that. You can't even see where everything is, right? You want to pair this with other indicators, though. For example, like the moving averages, like the Bollinger Bands, so you can see and get a macroscopic perspective on what is actually likely to happen and what all the different indicators are telling you. Because, for example, the super trend, it will tell you to sell way long after the parabolic SAR will tell you to sell, right? And in this case, the SAR was 100% correct. You want to sell up here as opposed to right here. Now, how does the super trend actually work here? Sorry, I had the SAR pulled up there. The super trend works basically the exact same, right? It literally flips red, that's your sell signal. Flips green, that's your buy signal. These indicators are they are buy and sell signals, and if you can understand a couple of these indicators together, learn how to use the Bollinger Bands with them. I mean, those three indicators by themselves, those are amazing ones, and obviously you're going to want the RSI. MACD is not as important, but also the moving averages, those are very important as well. And all 7 of these indicators, I will have videos, tutorial videos on the channel in a playlist for you, totally free, right? No wasting time, except quick plugs like this one that are important to you and relevant to the title. These indicators will give you a fundamental and pretty thorough, and I would say after you understand these 7 indicators, I would say you understand advanced technical analysis. Now, of course, there's literally thousands of indicators now. On Weibo, there's not thousands, there's only dozens, maybe not even 100 here, but there are a myriad of indicators that you can get into. And of course, we are not advanced just for understanding these ones. There's plenty of others, but these are the most important ones in orthodox trading. This is all you need, essentially, these indicators right here. And of course, volume. I don't have the volume pulled up here because we have it right here. So these are the main indicators that you will want to learn. And as far as accuracy, for the SAR and the Supertrend, they are both obviously, just look at any stock, okay? You can see, just pick any stock, okay? Let's just go to I'm going to close my eyes and go to a random stock, and we're going to see how accurate the Parabolic SAR and the Supertrend are, okay? I'm going to close my eyes, here we go, randomly go right here, okay? Double click. Okay, STPK. All right, that's a coincidence. I just had someone request this stock. That's funny. This indicator is accurate still. Look at this. All right, we got the sell signal right here. Could have sold right here. Could have bought back in all the way down here, right? And you touch that. Look, here's another level of resistance, right? It rejected that price action. Price action rejected that parabolic SAR, right? Sometimes they do act as support and resistance levels. Here's your buy signal right here. Could have sold right here. Sell signal there. This is a false signal right here, right? Selling right here. You want to buy right there, right? This signal is right. This is why I love this. It predicts the peaks very well, right? When you get that sell signal right there, you're like, okay, I'm scared now. Then you get the super trend, and you're like, okay, wow, this is maybe really time to sell. Sell right there, maybe sell half your position, right? It was exactly right. Could have bought back in way down here or way down here. Now, of course, this is just a case, but I'm just saying, don't every case requires a different solution, and there are contingencies for the price action that are dependent on the price, on the chart pattern, the uptrend, downtrend, right? The bull market, bear market, EMAs, moving average, okay, Bollinger Bands. All these indicators need to be paired together, and I'm just making rudimentary assumptions based on what I'm seeing in the charts with these 2 indicators, because this is just a tutorial video on how to. There will be one video in the playlist when I'm done with it that will tell you how to kind of use all these indicators together, and I recommend watching that if you are from the future a few weeks, right? Because I'll have that done in a few weeks. If anyone cares about the calculations for these indicators, I know some people do, but I'm not going to go over this stuff because, to calculate the parabolic indicator, the acceleration factor is multiplied. Okay, I feel like we're in an algebra class again. Like, please, God, no. Like, we're not doing that again. Like, anyways, but if you want to pause the video now and read this stuff, read this crap, okay? I mean, this is cool. I mean, you give it a look. Also, I will link the sources. And these are not just how you get the sources for the calculations. These are also basic introductory introductions for the indicators, right? If you're more of a visual learner, you like text better than speaking and video. Here you go. I'll link them in the description in the pinned comment as well. This is relevant information is done now. That's your warning. Leave now if you don't want me to waste your time, potentially, right? This is not relevant to the title very much. This first thing kind of is tutorial technical analysis indicators video coming. There's a lot of them that's going to be coming. Find the playlist. If you're from the future, like by 5 to 10 days or 20 days maximum, I'm going to probably have the total playlist done. So just look at the playlist. It's so easy to understand technical analysis. Literally, a monkey can do it. Okay, a retard can do it. And no offense if you're an actual retard, if you know actual retards, right? No, I'm just being fun. I'm just making fun here, just messing around. But it does not take a genius to figure out how these indicators work. So just use the tutorial videos. Unintentionally pump my channel, or intentionally, right? Either one, I'll take it, right? But these are the indicators, tutorial videos. They will be ready. They will be in a playlist for you on the channel. Just go to playlists. I'm sure you know how to do that. So yeah, also all this stuff, like, share if you want to do that stuff. These videos will be coming. Let me know if y'all want those videos. Preferred live stream frequency. Polls coming. Feel free to vote on that. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Thank you all so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.